Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News today. And as we all know, it was a big fight weekend, and we had Tyson Fury coming up as the winner with a knockout over his opponent, Dillian Whyte, who immediately has claimed an illegal knockdown, shall we say, double-handed pushdown, and therefore he's actually looking for a rematch. Unbelievably, that is interesting news out of that particular fight. Let me cruise on to the official result cards as given to us by our friends across the pond at boxing247.com. Here we go. Tyson Fury retained his WBC ring and lineal world heavyweight championships of the world with a stunning knockdown of mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte at Wembley Stadium. In front of a record boxing crowd, that would be 94,000 people, Fury established the upper hand right from the off, with the crisper work that nullified the bullish intentions of the rugged Londoner. The fight became a rough house at times, and referee Mark Lyson was kept busy issuing warnings to both fighters. Fury began to land more telling blows in the fifth round as Whyte appeared to be a little tired and frustration at barely being able to land a glove on the champion, which was annoying to watch as a fan. Then in the sixth round, Fury unleashed a show-stopping right uppercut that snapped into the jaw of Whyte, who fell heavily to the floor. He got up before the time, but was wobbling on his feet, and an invitation to walk towards Mark Lyson resulted in him lurching forward, clearly unable to continue. The official time of the stoppage was 2:59 of round number 6. Tyson Fury had this to say. First of all, I want to say that, as always, I dedicate this to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He gave me the victory again tonight, and I gave him the glory. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I won this fight in this country tonight in my lovely own, my England. I did not expect to be reading that. And nor will I read the entire entity of what they've posted on the website. You can go to boxing247.com and read all of Tyson Fury's blather. Hopefully he retires. Hopefully he doesn't continue any further. Although if Usyk beats Joshua, fine. I would like to see that for the unification, but it ain't going to happen. And there's no way in the world that Dillian Whyte is going to win his argument that he deserves a rematch. Iko Esserman retained his welterweight treble title, British Commonwealth and IBF European belts with a decision victory over challenger Darren Tetley in another fight that was on that night. In a featherweight humdinger, Nick Ball seized the WBC silver title with a brutal defeat at the far more experienced Isaac Lowe. Referee Lachlan stopped the fight as the towel came in at 1:45 of the sixth round. Good for him. Heavyweight hopeful David Adelaide inflicted a rare stoppage defeat on Central Asia champion Chris Healy when a monster left hook and a ramrod right hand had the Stockport man out on his feet, and referee Chaz Coakley stepped in to prevent a canvas-filled finish. The fight was stopped after 52 seconds of the fourth round. So let's hope we hear more from him. Elsewhere on the Fury front, Tommy Fury moved himself to 8-0 as a pro with a convincing victory over the previously 10-1 Daniel Bakowski, with Kieran McCann calling a margin of 60-54 over 6 rounds. Fury fell to pole with a huge right hand in round number 5, but the brave Bakowski held on to reach the final bell. In the light heavyweight card, Karol Itiyama made quick work of his Polish opponent Michael Clark, putting him down twice before Chaz Coakley had seen enough after 2 minutes and 27 seconds of the second round. Early on in the evening, though, teenage prodigy Royston Barney Smith made it 2-0 as a pro with a 40-36 victory over Konstantin Radoy, scored by referee Kieran McCann. And Kurt Walker won on points over 4 rounds against Stefan Nikolai early on as well. He scored a knockdown in round number 2 with the bout going 4-round distance. Walker remained undefeated with a shutout points victory with a score of 40-35. They're all your results from that big fight that took place over in Wembley. that was sure to have entertained the British fans in attendance that evening. The night prior, we saw Jazza Dickens go toe-to-toe against Anthony Gago. Jazza Dickens wants to fight with WBA World Featherweight Champion Lee Wood after he impressively stopped Andoni Gago at Pro Bellum Liverpool. Dickens was back in action after losing last summer's world title fight with Kid Galahad, but delivered a statement of intent by landing a crunching uppercut on the former European champion to send him to the canvas in the 5th round. Gago failed to beat the referee's count, and with 8 seconds left in the session, the contest was waved off. Also, Sam Maxwell's IBO World Super Lightweight dream ended in the 9th round of a thrilling battle with Mexico's Alejandro Meneses. Maxwell was dropped in round 4, but continued to return fire in a back-and-forth affair that will rank as one of the fights of the year. The Liverpool man was floored heavily again in the 9th, and though he got back on his feet, Meneses swarmed Maxwell and forced referee Howard Foster to step in at 2:39 of the round, ending it. Rocky Fielding continues to rebuild towards another title shot after making light work of Timo Lane. Fielding, the former WBA World Super Middleweight champ, forced the 3rd round stoppage of Timo Lane. Referee Steve Gray stepped in after 1:34 of the session, and Fielding says he feels refreshed for having waited to get back in the ring following his 2018 defeat to Saul Canelo Alvarez. A few of the other undercard results. Blaine Highland defeated Stephen Jackson. Stephen Cairns won by, I think, technical knockout over Jose Hernandez. Joe McGrail won over Muhammad Ali Worth. Harry Kinsella won by points over Christian Naves. Will Colley won points over Marius Vicinius. And Frankie Stringer won his bout against Simas Valosius. There we go. Great card indeed it was. Did I mention Paul Butler? As I've mentioned, Paul Butler has described his unbelievable feeling of becoming a 2-time bantamweight champ of the world. Butler outpointed late replacement Jonas Sultan at Pro Bellum Liverpool to claim the WBO interim world title in front of his passionate fans. Peter McGrail had warned the super bantamweight division that he is only going to get better and better after recording a 3rd straight stoppage win. The Liverpool star halted Uriel Lopez in the 4th round after overwhelming the Mexican with yet another masterful display. McGrail is now 4-0, by the way. Pro Bellum's Sam Jones added, "This was a great decision by the referee to stop the fight. Lopez was taking a lot of damage. This guy will be selling the arena out very, very soon, and he will win world titles in numerous weight divisions. Get behind Peter McGrail. What a fighter." Okay. And the night prior, we saw Joel Diaz Jr. And Marquito Gesta out of Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. Golden Boy returned to its Coachella Valley home at the Fantasy Springs Resort with an exciting night of boxing and a sold-out event. The main event of the night featured an eventful 10-round lightweight fight between Palmdale's Joel Diaz Jr., who's now 26-2 with 22 knockouts, and San Diego's Marcito No Mercy Gesta, who is now 33-3 with 17 knockouts. Indeedy. Elsewhere on that card, we saw co-main event of the night, Yaskau Tito Gonzalez, 12-1, 11 knockouts, fighting out of Glendora, California, facing experienced Yario Lopez, who's now 27-15 with 17 knockouts, fighting out of Apodaca, Mexico. The exciting fight features Lopez hitting the canvas in the 2nd round and Lopez opening a gash on Gonzalez's right eye with a headbutt. The two warriors continued to trade blows in the 4th and 5th rounds. In the 6th round, as Lopez was stepping back from an attack, the referee called off the fight, awarding Gonzalez the victory via knockout at the 2-minute and 29-second mark of the round. Elsewhere on that card, local fan favorite Manuel Manny Flores, who's now 12-0, 9 knockouts out of Coachella, took on the experienced Victor Ruiz, who's 23-13, out of Tijuana. The scheduled 8-round super bantamweight fight did not go the distance as Flores knocked out Ruiz in the 3rd round to win 2:21 of that round. All good. Oh, well, there's one more. Part of, let's see, Los Cobos, Mexico. Zian Salvatierra, 8-1, participated in a scheduled 6-round flyweight fight against Ernie Marquez. out of Fort Morgan, Colorado. And in the second round, after a knockdown, Marquez complained of ankle pain, and his corner called off the fight. Salvatore was awarded the victory as a technical knockout at the 2:26 marker. Good stuff out of California. Coming up on May 21st at the O2 Arena in London, England, we're going to see Ali Scotney, one of our favorite young fighters that we've profiled before here on Talking Fight, go toe-to-toe against Maria Celia Roman. British prospect Ali Scotney will defend her WBA Intercontinental Super Bantamweight belt for the first time on May 21st against Argentina's Maria Cecilia Roman at the O2 Arena in London, England. She won the title last February 12th by defeating Georgina Guanlini by unanimous decision. And good performance for Scotney. It's important to be facing opponents with experience and who have won world championships as they help her to prove her quality. Roman is an Argentinian warrior who's visiting with all the intention of damaging the local party. She lost against Ebony Bridges for the world title and wants to get back on the winning track. Scotney's undefeated in 4 fights, while Roman has 60 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. And for the last story of the day, we're going to give you an update on the Katie Taylor Amanda Serrano show that's going on April 30th. That's coming up in less than a week at Madison Square Garden in New York City, a fight that we've been waiting for months. Thank you, Jake Paul. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano are set to make history in an epic battle for Taylor's undisputed lightweight title at MSG in New York City on Saturday, April 30th, live worldwide on DAZN. And Taylor is thrilled to be part of shining the brightest ever light on women's boxing. Taylor and Serrano will become the first female fighters to headline the world's most famous arena in its 140-year-old history in the process. Irish favorite Taylor, who's 20-0 with 6 knockouts, puts her 135-pound hardware on the line for the 6th time in the Big Apple and does so against 7-weight champ Serrano, who's 42-1-1 with 30 knockouts. Woo-hoo. The Puerto Rican ace, and she's a Brooklyn native, by the way. Both fighters can proudly state that they have played huge roles in the recent rise in popularity for women's boxing. Agreed. And when they step through the ropes at the famous arena in 10 days' time, they smash through yet another glass ceiling and showcase women's boxing on the grandest of stages. I think that's less than 10 days' time. But anyway, this is just a special occasion for me to headline a huge fight like this at Madison Square Garden at Taylor. It's being billed as the biggest fight in female boxing history. This is just incredible and a real privilege for me. I love being involved in these kinds of fights. These are the challenges that I've always wanted. I don't think that I've ever backed down from any challenge. I want to face the very best. Amanda Serrano is a fantastic fighter. She's a great champion. She's not here for no reason. She deserves this opportunity as well. She's been pioneering her own way, and that's why this fight is the best in female boxing history. We have champion versus champion, the best versus the best, and this is why this fight is so special. Couldn't agree more. Fantastic stuff out of Katie Taylor, and we look to hear from her as the week goes on. Thank you very, very much for joining me here on Talkin Fight. Appreciate it. Just taking a quick look at my comments here. Lee Wood, another Nottingham. Yes, I know. And is Lee Wood up for the challenge? I didn't realize they were both. So they're both from the same city, Nottingham. Wow. I'm not anti-Fury, by the way. I've just had enough of him. Yes, it was a good fight, a good knockout. I hope that helps unclog the heavyweight division. That's what I hope. I hope Usyk beats Joshua, by the way. I kind of hope that Tyson Fury says, no, I'm not going to retire and fights Usyk. That will be a really good fight to watch as well. But if not, if Tyson Fury has retired now, I think White's now just a gatekeeper. Now, and if Usyk wins, he's pretty well cream of the crop. I think Joshua's had his day. At the end of it, there's a bunch of new heavyweights that are coming up, climbing the ranks quickly over here in North America, and they're going to take the challenge that the European fighters will throw their way. That's my opinion. But yeah, Nottingham's got some great fighters. Agreed. I'd love to see the Esu Yukiman. Is that how you pronounce it? Esu Echo Usman. We got it. There you go. Hope to see that fight happen between him and Lee Wood, and declare a Nottingham champ. All right, that's it for today. Thanks very much for joining. Appreciate it. Hey, Carl, and remember to like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And we'll see you later on. I might just sit in the background for the interview going on with the boys at 4 p.m. Both Mike and Cedric have a special guest, and I know who he is, but my mind is going blank. Doesn't matter. You'll have to tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to find out who they're interviewing at 4 p.m. on Knuckle Up. I'll see you then. Bye.